Is there anything I said it to Simon Sinek and he went, "Let's try it out." And he talked to me about taking his bin out in the morning, like taking the bin out for like the bin men. And it kind of holds up because he's so the why is if I don't take the bin out, then I'm going to get fined and my bin isn't going to overflow. Pretty strong motivator.
Yeah.
The reinforcement, there's no reinforcement. Getting out of bed at 7 a.m. to take your bin out, it's not nice.
Yeah.
The cost is also significant getting out of bed, but the why still,
So it's Y plus.
you could say like why plus the psychological reinforcement from the pursuit of doing it. So DJing, really fun for me.
I would say it would be divided by the cost of inaction. The cost of inaction would either add to it, but it's always going to be your perception of the why,
Mhm,
your perception of the cost, and your perception of the cost of inaction.
mhm.
And all of that is going to be about can I leverage my focus, the mammalian brain's focus? Can I leverage authority over myself in some way, over that mammalian part of my brain, force myself out of bed, force these habits to start developing? And then tribe, are my friends involved? Have I made a public agreement about something? And then the emotion, which I think would be the why.
Yeah.
And like that's the emotional driver. That animal can understand you visualizing yourself better, like looking with a six pack or whatever it is, but printing it on a vision board. This is why I think vision boards are so important. Not because we're manifesting something out of the universe, maybe it is, but we're definitely showing something that a dog can understand. It's imagery, and dog can understand images. So we're routinely exposing ourselves to these vision boards on a very regular basis. And if you follow the brainwashing formula, which is focus, emotion, agitation, and repetition, it spells fear. And that is the best way to brainwash yourself to form these new habits and goals. So, how can I get myself to focus? How can I build the emotion, which is the why? Recurring emotion, not just one at the very beginning. How can I continue to make it emotional? Or maybe I can make the cost of inaction emotional. Maybe I can buy the app that makes me look fat or one of those things. And then agitation is if I'm waking up, habituation, which you just talked about. If I'm waking up at the same house every day that I've been fat in, let's say I wanted to lose weight or whatever, the same house every day that I've lived X way in, I'm seeing the same hallway, same rug, same couch, everything looks the same. My brain says, oh, I'm here. I'm going to follow that script because our brain writes scripts for us to save us time. So agitation means I'm going to disrupt my environment so much and so often that my brain has no chance to default to an older script. So I have clients that repaint their house, they rearrange their furniture, they change up their wardrobe a whole lot, they get a completely new haircut so they're not even looking at the same person in the mirror anymore. They do everything you can to disrupt that rhythm. It's exactly what we would do with a detainee if we were trying to brainwash someone who is in an intelligence interrogation. So I'm disrupting environment like crazy. And what will we do with a dog? Are we going to let it do everything it's always done? Or are we going to change that environment? We're going to change the behavior, change the leash, change the collar, so it's not everything exactly the same. And then repetition
Repetition, which is just repeating the same thing over and
over and
over
over.
again.
So like if even just coming to the vision board, the last client I had him go to Best Buy and get a 70-inch TV and then get one of those cheap tablets, those $300 tablets, and just duct tape it to the back of the TV and put his vision board on that thing. It's like 900 slides of just nonstop photos, but it runs 24 hours a day in his office. Even if he's not there, he walks in the morning, it's on nonstop repetition because him having to turn it off at night means he's got another point of discipline. I've got to turn that TV on, start that little PowerPoint thing. But that's nonstop and it's just nonstop exposure. So can I generate focus? That's a lot of focus on the goals. Then there's emotion. You're seeing all of that. Agitation, which is disrupting my life patterns, and repetition, which is just over and over and over. How can I re-expose you to the same stimuli, or re-expose myself to the same stimuli?
Interesting. So I should keep a vision board.
I think
Mm.
always think with your goals, like how would I show these goals to my dog?
How would I show these goals to my dog?
And how would I let my dog know shit's going to change around here? I'm going to move stuff around. I'm going
Yeah,
to
I
make
would. Yeah,
everything different.
I'd move his bed.
Hmm.
Is there anything else that we haven't covered yet in terms of your work here that is important for us to know?
I will give anybody listening one big piece of advice that I've passed down to my kids, and maybe just make this a final piece of advice, is if you are exposed to a product that can't tell you the problem that they're solving, you need to be terrified, absolutely terrified. So, like if I look at DoorDash
Hmm,
or Uber Eats,
hmm.
they get food to me faster. I don't have to leave my house. I don't have to do anything. I can continue writing my book or doing something on my computer, and the food just shows up. They tell you the problem that they're solving, right? Look at Amazon. They can tell you all the problems they're solving. But you look at something like Apple Vision Pro, they can't tell you. You will never see it. You see all the problems that a MacBook solves. This camera does all this, does all these things. It helps you get this done faster. And you look at Facebook Meta, these AR goggles. None of them will ever tell you the problems that they're trying to solve because it's loneliness and people needing to anesthetize themselves from being in their own life. And we are in a loneliness epidemic right now. In the midst of all this, we've never been more connected, but we've never had more loneliness than is in the world right now. So, and there's so many products that are out there that seem great, but they can't articulate what they're really solving. And it's usually loneliness, boredom, or a need to anesthetize myself so I don't have to think about my life. I don't have to be in my life. And that should be one thing, if I could just program into everyone's head. I did this to my kids, just be so scared and so cautious when I see a product or an app or anything that's not openly advertising the problem that they're solving.
I mean, there's a lot of entertainment apps, right, at the moment for young kids
Yep,
and
which
social
is
networks. And
fine for boredom.
is boredom a problem?
It might be, but
Because I'm trying to distinguish between like, is TikTok solving a problem for a young kid?
right. So that might be solving loneliness instead of boredom. And I think TikTok does not talk about solving any problem.
It's like a casino, isn't it? For the dopamine.
Yeah, it's so bad. And they use a hypnosis technique, not just TikTok. This is everybody, called fractionation, which is where you bring somebody up and like you'll see one of those videos of a grandpa holding his grandbaby, like that makes you almost cry. Have you ever cried just watching like a 60-second Instagram reel?
Yeah.
I have too, man.
Yeah.
And I feel stupid. I'm by myself
Yeah.
watching a 60-second video. But like they'll pull you down into that. Then they'll punch you back up like 2 videos later, and you'll start to notice this. 2 videos later, it'll be a riot, someone robbing a store, fist fight, a car going way too fast, flipping off the road, an airplane almost crashing. So they get you up and down and up and down. And the more I can do that, this is proven that ramps up suggestibility. Dr. Milton Erickson did studies on this in the 1960s. And that increases your level of suggestibility like tenfold. The more I can get you up and down, up and down. And what happens after you get like 4 or 5 cycles of up and down? You get an ad.
Hmm.
And it's so reliable. And I didn't realize it was happening until my wife said, "Why are you buying shit off Instagram ads like once a week now?" And I was working on me. So I was buying stupid shit that was on Instagram ads. And then I finally set time limits on those apps.
You set time limits on those apps.
Yes. My wife has the passcode to unlock the whatever it's called, screen time, the iPhone screen time. But I'm a brainwashing expert, and I am personally terrified of short form social media like that. And I'm not immune. And I'm one of the best in the world, and I am not immune to it. And I think that should be a stark warning for a lot of people.
What's the cost though? What's the cost of the life, in your view, of living this kind of life where, we go home and we just like burn our brains out with these social media apps and fry our dopamine receptors? Is there like a cost?
Yeah, I think the cost is increased loneliness. And these apps, any app that sells ads has two main goals. Number one, and all advertising shares these two main goals. Number one, make you compare yourself to other people in unhealthy ways. Number two, make you think, I am not enough. And we see that everywhere. I'm not enough. And I'm comparing myself to other people. And it gets us into an us versus them. Then it traps you into a corner of confirmation bias. Whatever you think, I'm going to show you this group of 150 people that agree with you, no matter how stupid, how radical, how absolutely bizarre your ideas are. Let me show you all of these people. And then you start thinking the whole world's like that.